Yo, what's up, squad? What's up, YouTube? We back at it with another video. We got Peguinz0 finally responds to Sneako. Let's get into it.
Versus Sneako beef might be finally coming to an end, and I have to say that this situation was pretty entertaining along the way. But now the two men have come together for a final hour-long conversation, and while they might not have agreed about almost anything, they at the very least were able to have a somewhat reasonable conversation where they got to dive into greater detail about their positions on various topics like cuties, fresh and fit, college, the top G, and even the difference between the public perception.
Hey, but you know what? It's actually good to see them hashing their beef out. I don't even think they really had no beef. I just think they had a disagreement which turned out of proportion, if I could say. Sometimes these fans be just egging it on when it's be making it a big situation when it really don't have to be. You know what I'm saying? But that whole thing about that movie on Netflix, yeah, I don't agree with that dude on. I never seen that movie. I seen the trailer, but I didn't see like the actual movie. But
perception and brand that
I
is
wouldn't even watch
Sneako
it.
versus Peguinz. So first off, they discussed the film Cuties, and the conversation here basically came down to the fact that Charlie sees the movie as immoral because they decided to use.
Boy grew his facial hair. Boy got a goatee down, a little mustache. Okay, my boy.
And depict actual children.
That boy needed that time away from the internet. That boy said, let me just grow my hair.
In a sexual manner, whereas Sneako comes from a place where he defends the art and
just let that stuff
message behind the film.
That movie was taken out of context quite a bit, and people don't really see the moral of the movie, which is defending Islamic values, and also pointing out the very real problem that young girls have going on social media and doing these dances. I agree that it's disgusting. I agree that those scenes are repulsive, but I think you could be repulsed by TikTok and pretty much what young girls are doing on social media every single day as well. I think that people outraged at that film should also be outraged at everything that girls are doing now on Instagram, TikTok, and all these apps.
Sneako makes this point over and over again, even saying that back when he had TikTok, every time he got on, all he saw was young girls doing inappropriate things.
I don't have TikTok on my phone, but once in a while before I was banned, I would go on there, and the first 3 videos would be the same thing that you see on Cuties. And that's why I uninstalled the app. That's why I refuse to have it on my phone.
Bro, you know TikTok is basically for kids, right? That's another reason why I don't use it. The fuck I look like being on TikTok for? I have no purpose to be on there. Hell.
Because it's directing you to those.
TikTok gonna have to pay me if they want me to be on their platform.
To those images.
Now I don't know about y'all, but I've been on short form platforms thousands of times at this point, and can't remember ever really seeing any content, appropriate or not, that was made by.
And to be real, I don't know all about what he's saying. Some of that stuff he probably saying is like when he goes on the TikTok platform, he be saying it, but sometimes people literally be searching that shit in. I'm keeping it real.
Children. Does the algorithm not feed you what they think will naturally keep your attention?
That when they use 30-year-olds and 27-year-olds.
That's what Sneako's saying right there was an excuse. I'm keeping it alive. Sometimes they stuff probably do pop up on your stuff, but sometimes like I ain't.
Like high schoolers.
You probably was searching it up.
Like in Euphoria and like in 13 Reasons Why. It actually kids more because we start to mature high schoolers and we think of them in a different way. People in their 30s and their late 20s get addicted to Euphoria and they have ideas and they start romanticizing teenagers in a different way because they don't use actors in that way and they make them look more mature.
I also think that point is pretty crazy as well. I just don't think anyone's gonna become Matthew McConaughey overnight, all because they watch Euphoria. Like, if they're already in that thought process, they were likely already on that type of creep shit. Either way, by the end of this conversation, Charlie got Sneako to come around to the point that the film should have either used adult actors and not made the film be as sexualized.
So there's 2 ways the movie could have been changed to be more effective and that people would understand the message. 1, they could have used child actors and they should not have been sexualized in that way. Or 2, they could have been 18 plus and it could have been sexualized, but then it wouldn't have been as effective. One of the 2 should have changed. I agree.
So then can we then say, since this film as children, I can't really champion the film. However, the message is okay. Like, I like the message.
When advertising on YouTube, I know that making an authentic video with a clear call to action is the key to getting results.
I agree completely. But the reason I defend that movie is because I think everybody just saw those scenes and looked past the message and looked past the good moral that the director had when making it.
Then they move on to a conversation about wokeness, where Sneako says that liberal ideology is the biggest problem plaguing our society.
Wokeness is the liberal ideology, is feelings over facts. I identify this way because I feel like it is, there's no gender, nothing matters, I do as I want, everything that's promoted on social media.
Do you realize half of what you just described is how you've lived your life for the last year? Like feelings over facts, for example. Now, after talking to Sneako, it became clear that he really lives his life fearful of wokeness. He is constantly haunted by the woke boogeyman, like he's trapped in Luigi's mansion, but every ghost is woke. It's one of those things where every topic we started talking about always tied back to either cancellation or wokeness, which I think is pretty sad to be in that state of, I guess, unease, where he's always feeling as though woke is breathing down his neck. It's haunting his dreams like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, that's the grift that most people in these circles
That's
like
crazy.
to play, like they're constantly being canceled, when the reality of the situation is that whenever you and your content become super politically charged, you are naturally going to become polarizing, and the other side that feels just as passionate as you do about the opposite talking points will hate you to the point where they want to silence your thoughts because they're extremist in their mindset just like you. You definitely see this on both sides as they celebrate and champion when someone they don't like gets banned. And I feel like it really just comes with the political commentary territory. They then spend the next 20 minutes or so debating about Fresh and Fit, and the idea that Sneako feels like Charlie owes Froggy an apology because he made fun of one of his stupid-ass, exaggerated stories.
Because you don't correct your mistakes.
I
You were wrong
actu-
about Fresh and Fit. You were wrong about Andrew Tate, and
So-
you were wrong about the movie Cuties.
Charlie then goes on to call out the hypocrisy of Sneako and the way he likes to victimize himself and always make it look like people are out to get him. Basically saying that he is the epitome of that meme where the person puts a stick in their own bicycle spoke and then wants to blame someone else when they fall off their bike.
I've become a caricature on YouTube rather than somebody
Yo,
who
my boy Charlie is really telling him, bro. He's basically humbling dude. This is good. I like to see stuff like this. I promise you. If you can't take constructive criticism, bro, you just need to get on.
has something to say. I've become a
Go cry in the car. Go cry at home underneath your bed, underneath your pillow.
meme because I am banned. That's not victimizing. That's actively pointing out how strong censorship is and how people on mainstream platforms can run with the narrative when you're not there.
The way you just justified it is a way many other people that you call playing the victim would also be able to justify things. The point is, when you are constantly whining and talking about how you're being attacked, it is still being
it's my
victimized. I tried to point a mirror at him to point out that a lot of the things he criticizes others for is things that he actively does himself, and the one I focused on was victimization, because the way he justifies, playing the victim is justification people have used in the past that he calls out.
So yeah, getting this guy to see himself in the wrong or take a hint of accountability is almost like pulling teeth. And not only do these figures tend to defend themselves like this, but they will also defend anyone in their camp who all agree with the same talking points. It's the same reason these red pill guys champion this chick Pearl, who they would all roast endlessly if she wasn't overdosed on the red pill.
It's disingenuous, and now we're having the debate, but you would rather DM and go and make this about drama. Oh, let me go
Pearl.
and react and do more drama content.
Don't
rather
bring
than have
Pearl
a
into
conversation.
this. She
never
got
did
nothing to
that.
do with
Now.
this.
But you have to remember that I didn't start any of this. You reacted to me telling jokes about your friend, and then had your audience tell me, and that went on for like 2 weeks, and so eventually I explained why I don't like you. And then when I did that, that was the only time I planned on talking about you. You went on stream with your gun to threaten me, and you kept it up for 3 months,
Come
adding
on,
me.
I didn't do that to threaten you. That was a joke about clips. You actually think I was threatening you?
I don't think you were actually coming after my life. It doesn't change the fact that for 3 months you continued to.
Of course, Charlie ain't gonna think you actually coming out his life, boy. You would have got shot, boy. No care, bro. Charlie would have left you out on the pavement, boy. No disrespect. I'm not wishing no harm on nobody. Did you not see that even though everybody got guns, but even if you, hey, I'm not. Charlie would have left you out there.
I wasn't
would have left you out there in a body bag. Had the police come pick you up.
reacting to you. I wasn't even talking about you.
So yeah, Sneako was somehow trying to once again twist himself into the victim when he's going on and on.
Hey man,
for
so
months
what I said I
posting
would on my channel. Hey, that boy Charlie probably would have left him in a body bag.
pictures and talking shit about Charlie, and then he wants to turn around and act like Charlie's the one that created this beef.
It's tough being a YouTuber. Maybe not as tough as a firefighter, a
Hey,
stunt
man,
woman,
shut
a
up,
nurse,
bro.
or an Alaskan king crab.
Peguinz then goes on to call him a hypocrite once again, because Sneako calls him weak for not wanting to box, but then turns around and ducks Brandon Buckingham. Sneako's response to this is basically that Brandon does not have enough clout, and that this fight would
Or
basically...
maybe you just scared. Ain't no way. Bro, I don't care if it's Mike Tyson, Gervonta Tank Davis, Floyd Mayweather. I'ma go at him. Floyd Mayweather and me is... we neck and neck. Gervonta Tank Davis, me and him, we neck and neck. Jake Paul, I bet I could get a few hits in. Stop trying to be scared, bro. You trying to pick on somebody that probably don't fight. That's literally a person that pick on somebody that's weaker than him. You won't go mess with the dude that literally knows how to defend himself, though.
be a waste of his time, even saying that Brandon is obsessed with him.
I don't care about this person, and that there's no benefit for
You
me.
just, bro, if you scared, just say you scared. I don't want to fight him. He's scared. He's an amateur, but he got hands.
They then go on to have a debate about the whole guru/influencer lifestyle. Sneako's stance is that Charlie doesn't do enough to motivate his audience and build them up to be better people. And Charlie's stance is that just because Sneako flexes his money and wealth doesn't make him some sort of savior for men. And that he's basically stuck in a permanent grift because it validates the feelings of the people who gravitate towards his type of content.
You going and flexing on your audience isn't showing them what's possible. It's showing what's possible when they're paying for your lifestyle. The advice you give, you thrive off them.
Hey, most of these YouTubers, these big YouTubers, anybody, all of them, you know, they wouldn't be nothing without their supporters. Even the little people I got, I mess with it. Even the hate comments I sometimes get, 60 guitars. Hey, I rock with you, bro. Thank you for that constructive criticism. I like that.
Staying miserable, right? The second they get happy, the second they get money,
No,
the second
I definitely don't.
they will not be
definitely
paying for
don't.
your course
If
anymore.
If my audience does not get value from my content, they're going to leave. The reality is that streamers and content creators like you, the audience always grows up. They watch a little of the gaming content, then they grow up. They're not learning anything, and so they go to another content creator. They go to somebody else who's popular or trendy. You need to add value to the audience, or else they are going to grow out of it.
And the
I know
value
the
from
pressure of that.
the value of most things is entertainment. What you used to do was humor interlaced with your stuff. Now it's just preaching to the choir of people that already subscribe to your hive mind.
They then get into a discussion of what Charlie truly stands for, and he basically says that he wants people to be happy, and that he wants people to at least be informed that being healthy will likely lead to a more positive life existence. This is when Sneako has the audacity to say that his...
Alright, but this is the end of the video, y'all. Got more videos to do. Consistent DJ, I'm back. I just uploaded short like yesterday. Well, 2 days ago. Yeah, yesterday. Stuff doing pretty well. Till next time, though.